Okay, made it to the Haibike booth, looking at 2017 models, and I'm here with Susi, and you're like the CEO of the company, right?
Yes, my name is Susi. I'm the managing director of the Winora Group in Germany.
Winora, okay.
Who Haibikes belong to. My husband and I founded Haibike in 1996.
Wow.
When mountain bikes became so popular also in Europe, swapping over from the USA.
Mm-hmm.
And we were the first one in 2009 who decided that we just want to create a really sportive ePerformance e-mountain bike.
Okay.
Because I'm born in this industry.
Yeah.
My great-grandfather was the founder in 1920.
Gosh. Everyone else was like doing bootleg liquor here in the United States, trying to figure it out, and he was like, bicycles.
Exactly.
Yeah, good for him.
He was a road racer and won the German mastership.
Yeah.
So this is the history of all our other brands.
Yeah.
But we, and especially me, saw this e-bike situation coming and going in the 80s and the 90s.
Okay.
And then I knew somehow if we want to get into a long-lasting e-bike market, in a sustainable market, then we have to change something. We have to become more sportive, more emotion, and moving into a complete new DNA which is ready to perform.
Okay.
So that was the birth of the first Haibike Xduro in 2000.
ePerformance? Is that the perform that you're talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The DNA of Haibike is always ready to perform, ready to race, sustainable, and born electric.
Yeah.
This is the most important thing.
That's cool. I really like, my story is like, kind of had a sensitive knee, wanted to get to work commuting in Austin, and bought an electric bike, but then I started to see yours and I was really inspired. These mountain bikes that look so cool, they're sporty, they're well balanced, and I think it was one of the first Bosch powered electric bikes that I had seen, and then you were one of the first to have the Yamaha system, very kind of cutting edge, and focused completely on electric now, is that right?
Exactly, we were the first one with Bosch, and Bosch, we have to say, was the first motor which makes it possible to create a sustainable, strong equipped, strong motor base for an e-mountain bike. And in contrary, what I have said, in contrary to the others, it was our intention from the beginning on, because we are born electric.
Yeah.
Why hiding motors? Why hiding batteries?
Yeah.
You should see it as a design instrument on a bike.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate a little bit of a historical background, because there's this timeline up here and it's like 2010, and you just said 29 is kind of what we're starting to ramp up, and now here we are, 2016, 2017 season, and it's just getting more and more refined and bigger. Like, that's one of the things I noticed last year, so many models, whether it's the road bikes, kind of fast with the integrated lighting, I love that, or the full suspension, off-road, even the fat bikes, really cool.
Even we are sometimes wondering that only between the implementation of the first e-bike in 2010, we are now 6 years later having a portfolio out of almost 70 different sportive models.
Yeah.
Like you say. We are convinced it's very similar to the automotive industry. With an e-bike, you get a complete new wide field. You will reach new target groups,
yeah,
which makes it necessary that you, of course, extend your ranges like the automotive.
Yeah.
There is a brand in the automobile has everything.
A portfolio. Yeah.
This is exactly what we're gonna do.
Well, cool. And I like that it's kind of like a family legacy here, because I know your daughter, Tina, very cool. We met at the Charged Up event in New Jersey like a couple of years ago when it was kind of like we're just starting in America. We got it a little bit late, but I'm just so happy that you're here. And maybe with that, we should see if we can check out some of the 2017 models. You want to go with me and try to find Ken?
Yes,
any other secret fun feedback or tips you want to share about the company?
Not about the company. I just want to actually encourage the US and all the Americans that e-performance riding is a complete new way of e-mobility.
Yeah.
And you just should try and have fun.
Just give it a go. Yeah. I'm with you.
Thank you.
Let's do it. Okay. There's Tina, by the way. She's hanging out, giving people the feedback.
Ken?
There he is, busy at work, right back here. Hey, buddy.
There is Ken over there. Oh my God. Ken, I thought this is you from the
Well, hey, man. I'm so excited to see the 2017 models. Definitely high on the list. We were just talking about the history of Haibike, getting a little bit of feedback. So show me what's new, man. Tell me what's going on for 2017.
I'd love to show you what we got going on. We've got some new models, and why don't we step over the bikes and we'll kind of go through them.
Let's do it.
Let's start over here with our new Xduro line. We got a lot of things coming in. Our new color scheme starting right away. Sweet. We're really investing more into the larger size tires.
Yeah, the plus size. And this is a road tire, like.
This is a road tire, that's right. So a lot more comfortable. We're still using the Bosch CX motor.
Super strong, really tight integration. I've always really loved this sort of like cupping thing that's going on here with the battery.
Yeah, very tight integration to make it seamless without necessarily hiding that we're an e-mountain or an e-bike. This one right now is coming with the 500 watt-hour battery, which is something new for the
upgrade.
US market for
13.4 amp hours,
exactly right?
Yeah.
So, and then with this, you can put these on the other Bosch bikes that we sell.
So you can, if you're someone who's owned a Haibike for a couple of years, you can kind of refresh and get a little, even more distance. It's compatible. It's backwards compatible?
Exactly. That's correct.
Awesome.
That's correct. So anywhere from our 2015 models all the way up to, of course, this current model year. So.
How much are those? Do you know how? Do you sell them independently for people who own older Haibikes?
They're handled through Magura, and
oh, that's right.
And because they're the service center for Bosch in the U.S.
Okay.
And so they handle all those through the retail outlets.
Look at this bell. Nice.
Always a bell.
You got the fenders. You got the. Is this a speed pedelec here?
This one, no. This is 20 miles an hour, but right behind us we have our speed pedelec. This is Trekking 5.0S.
I always liked the trekking models, you know, back in, I guess, a couple years ago when I first saw them, because they had this really cool light integration.
Yeah, anything that comes with our street tire automatically comes with our light kit attached.
Look at that. Oh, man, this one's cool. It's like a fisheye.
Yeah, a little lupine.
Yeah.
Nice lupine. So it's a good example here on this one, on our two trekking models. This one happens to be our high step version.
Okay.
And here you can see this is more of a low step.
Yeah, lower standover height. Are these still coming in like 3 or 4 sizes?
Yeah, we're gonna have, this one starts a little bit smaller because it is low step,
okay.
But they come in 4 different sizes.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, and the side reflectors. I remember seeing some stuff like that. It was like, oh, this is our European import model, and then I didn't always see them at the store. So is that gonna come with that?
Yeah,
or?
this will be the European style.
Okay,
so
sweet.
It makes it a lot easier.
And look at that. That's the speed pedelec requirements. You got the big bump at the end and the mirror and
exactly.
Does it? Okay, I gotta get a closer look at this. We got the spring stand. Yep, that's the safety one. I gotta say, I mean, like, I wish it didn't do that. You know, like, it's so annoying, right?
It takes a little while to get used to.
Takes some getting used to.
When I first got it, it would scare me every time. But
yeah, and that's a quality stand. It looks like, yeah, I love that you've got this extra mounting bracket here and that the kickstand's far back. It's out of the way of the pedals.
It's out of the way.
Yeah.
You can pedal it backwards to service it if you need to.
There you go.
Let's look at more of our mountainside. Coming back again this year is our Fat 6 from Bosch again.
That was a popular one.
It's a very popular one. And not much changes to this one, still the CX motor, but it is coming with a 500 watt-hour battery.
Okay,
so
got the battery upgrade.
Yeah. So usually the bikes that we have at our new naming convention, 6.0 and higher, will have a 500 watt-hour battery.
Interesting.
So gone are the days we have the Fat 6 RX or any of that.
Okay.
That lettering designation. This will be the Fat 6 6.0. The higher numbers will mean a higher spec.
So is there like a Fat 6 1.0 or what are the other ones?
It doesn't go all the way down to there. And you know, there are some lower model numbers that we have in Europe, but we don't bring them all here to the US.
Thank goodness, because there are so many of these bikes, man. I love it. It's like filling all these little niches, just like perfectly, and then the different sizes. That's huge.
Yeah, 52 different models, just like last year. And we've always talked about being any terrain, any rider, but we'll talk a little bit more when we get to the other side on any age as well.
Interesting. And I noticed that these are all the Bosch like Xduro. Is that the side of the booth that we're on, like
so we're
over yonder?
On the Xduro side.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, last year one of the big surprises for us was the full life.
Okay.
Kind of women's specific geometry.
Yeah.
We have it here back again for 2017. And super excited with the color scheme. But we found that a lot of professional racers love the geometry of this.
Really?
And so it took off both with women riders and with our
guys and
cross-country
girls.
riders.
I like that orange creamsicle color you had.
I do like the orange creamsicle
right?
color. But I do like this little teal and white and black.
It's nice. You know, my girlfriend Moni is always like, I want the cool color, I want the orange, I want the, you know, and not just like, oh, pink all the time. So yeah, I like that this is kind of tough.
Right. So let's see what else we got. Enduro,
Yeah.
Hard 7 in the plus size. I rode this last year for the 2016 model, and honestly, I never thought I'd ride a hardtail again.
Really?
With these plus size tires. I've had the opportunity to ride it all around Moab, and it's fantastic to ride.
Nice.
You get a nice bigger tire patch, so much more confidence in the corners, and so it's one of my favorite bikes.
Were you on the Slick Rock trails, or where did you go?
We were riding out at Bar M. We were at the Outer Bike event.
That's coming right up again, isn't it?
Next weekend we'll be there again.
Oh, man.
So, we were one of the first ones of the e-bikes that show there, and we go back every time. It's a great event.
Good. I'll have to check it out eventually.
Yeah.
And speaking of orange, is this like a downhill?
That's an Enduro. That's
Enduro.
180 mil travel.
External air compression thing going on?
Yeah, it's got an external air canister. So we really went a little bit heavier on the Enduros. Now with ePerformance mountain bikes, you don't have to worry too much about travel and the extra weight that usually comes along with those. You have the power to ride a much more plush bike.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool. Got the dropper. Just high-end equipment. Those look like the MT5s with like 4-piston.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. And you were mentioning the geometry. Can you just give me, going back to the full life, like kind of the women's geometry, what does that mean? Like, just nail it down?
Yeah, so for the women's geometry, one, we're going to have a little bit lower step-through standover, which is nice. So this will come down a little bit lower, just about as low as we can to still be able to pull the Bosch battery out of it.
Oh, because you do have, the Bosch kind of comes straight up.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a little bit shorter reach on top.
Okay.
And I think that's why a lot of the racers like it. They like that smaller bike feel.
Are the handlebars a little bit like shorter?
They're not. So we just expect the same standard control handlebars.
Okay. Seats? Is there anything special about that?
The seats are a little bit different.
A little bit different? Okay, yeah. Girlfriend loves the comfortable seats.
A little bit differentness.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's carry on. What else we got, buddy?
So one of the big bikes that we're really happy with, this was, in 2016, one of our top sellers.
Whoa, 8 on this one.
It was the All Mountain RX back then. It's got the brand new upgrade to All Mountain 8. One thing, we went with the plus tires. And we're bringing in the Magura Boltron front fork. This is specific for e-mountain bikes.
Well, okay, so what does that mean? Like, what's that give you?
Well, one of the things, you're going to have a stiffer fork to handle the extra weight or the extra speeds that you might have on an e-mountain bike. They've reversed it more that moto style that you see.
It's like inverted?
Inverted,
suspension.
Exactly. And that allows them to do that.
And look at the shield, right? To keep your, I don't know if this is stanchions smooth, and it's got that. So this is a Magura. I'm used to seeing like Fox and Rock Shop, but it has that, is that like a harder coating? It's black.
That's right. It's going to be a little bit harder to protect it because it's down closer to the dirt. And
Dude, I mean, it looks like a motocross bike, the colors and everything.
The other thing we have on this is the new SRAM EX1 drivetrain system.
What is going on with these chain rings?
So this is built specifically for
oh my gosh.
e-mountain bikes. So it's an 8-speed. You get a little bit bigger chain in the back.
A little bit bigger. Do you know how many teeth that is? I'm like looking for a readout on that. It's like 15 to something. Oh my gosh. It's locked down, guys. Maybe I'll review this in the future, but that's probably the biggest sprocket I've ever seen on a bicycle.
You get about a 30% increase in each jump.
Okay.
But that allows you to build a bigger sprocket and handle the extra torque that both you and the motor give into it.
Okay, CX, and this one, I see 400 here, but you were saying everything that's higher number.
Yeah, this one just,
just a prop or something?
It comes with a 500 watt hour.
Ah, good.
Just a demo bike.
Nice to know. You're you're more than that, baby. Also, we still have like the narrow wide teeth on the sprocket equalizing system.
Exactly.
So you don't get the slip and the kickback and stuff.
That's right.
It's pretty awesome. Also, the plus size tires, are these like the 3-inch?
They are 3-inch tires, and you'll see a lot of our bikes will come with the plus size.
Yeah, it's become popular. Is that just, you have more air, more cushion, or to support the weight of an e-bike? Like, why? It's just a trend, or?
Well, typically you have a little more rolling resistance with these wider tires, but with the help of the motor, you can run a little bit bigger tire. It gives you more confidence, and that rolling resistance is translated into friction, which gives you better grip.
Okay, so it's like you have better traction, a bigger patch, potentially less deflection, and it's almost like we always wanted bigger tires.
Exactly.
It's just that was more to carry around and to deal with. Now the motors make it like negligible.
Exactly.
Okay, that's
exactly right.
Cool.
Of course, the Downhill Pro, we bring in Downhill 8. We do have a Downhill Pro as well, which is a 9.0, 200 millimeters of travel.
Look at that. This is ridiculous, man.
Double crown boxer fork. Yeah, so we will have 2 different models of this in the Bosch size.
Okay. Two different models. And on the sizes, do you still have sizes? Because this is it kind of feels niche to me.
It is. These come in small, medium, large.
Still,
the big difference between sizing on a downhill bike is the standover height remains basically the same. It's more of the reach that really changes in sizing for them.
Yeah, look at this stem. I remember looking at this when I was visiting SEMI, and they were like, yeah, it's a special stem that's like extra short but sturdy.
Yeah, to keep under control.
Yeah, because of the triple crown or whatever. Is that a triple crown? It's a double crown.
I call it a double crown. Some people.
That makes sense. I don't know. I'm working on it. Trying to get all the facts.
What we have new this year is our Urban Plus.
Sweet.
So this is a new product we have for the urban environment. We're introducing a new motor for us. Where in the past we've used only Bosch on the Xduro and only Yamaha on the Xduro. We have our new Transix M25.
Do you have this on some of the other, like the older iZips that I've tested? Because I remember testing one that was like...
The older iZips do have an older motor from Transix. This is the latest M25. One thing we did is we worked with Transix to develop our own battery.
Wow.
A little bit more powerful.
Nicely integrated.
Yeah, to handle that. The other nice part about this is we've also worked with Kobe. And Kobe is going to become standard in each one of these bikes.
Wow.
So up here you can see the Kobe mount. You mount your phone right in here. It connects to this with Bluetooth. You have your lighting system. Your Kobe can give you anti-theft notices if your bike's moving when your phone's not there.
Yeah.
It allows you to do turn signals on your bike. It allows you to hook up brake lights.
Wow. We met with the Kobe guys earlier, and I didn't realize that you could do turn signals, but he was talking about when you pull the brakes and it lights up, and he showed the alarm, and the integration even had kind of like a GPS thing. You could navigate it really easily, and it almost like replaced the standard button pad.
That's right. And really the future is with connectivity, because we're carrying our own power in our battery, being able to communicate with other devices. You know, who knows where it goes with driverless cars as these things need to communicate with each other.
Yeah, or even just like a mesh, a neural mesh, maybe just like right in. We're getting there. We're making progress. This is sweet. It reminds me a little bit of like, you know, that high speed. You've got the comfort of the bigger tires. You've got the rack and everything. Right. Is this also a speed pedelec here?
It is. It's 28 miles an hour.
There we go.
And then one other thing that we've done to this bike to differentiate ourselves is, if you can see down here, right underneath the chainstay, we have our shift detection.
Whoa! Whoa! That's important to me.
To help ease the power that the Transix motor has, we've implemented that shift detection. It just shuts the motor for a half second. I don't know what the time is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A brief second, and allows the chain to shift normally and smoothly. And off you go.
Oh man, I can't wait to try that. You know, if you ride kind of carefully and stuff, does this use torque and cadence sensing, or what's the...
Yeah.
It does. So, you know, you ease off when you shift anyway, but just having that little extra backup, sometimes you're shifting in a hurry and it does strain the chain and the sprockets. And,
or you find yourself on a hill.
Yeah, you're on a hill, you're like, oh, shift quickly.
Right. And we do at the indoor circuit have these to demo. So
I'm going to go test them out, man. That sounds awesome. What's the price on that one?
The price on this one is $3,600.
$3,600.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Let's go over to Xduro.
Xduro? Are we leaving that really cool one with the drop bars?
Oh, well, we can.
I don't want to miss out on this. Look at this. I love drop bars.
So this is our race speed pedelec.
Yep.
8 mile an hour drop bar road bike.
Oh, yeah.
And we actually do get pretty good placement, mostly with folks who want to get involved with the Thursday night ride at the bike shop. And next thing you know, they can take their turn at the front, leading the pack. Out. And what we find is the bike shop folks really get along. They got a new member. It's fun for everybody. I'm
glad to hear that. Like, just because you have drop bars doesn't mean you can't make it electric.
Right.
And I love that feeling, frankly. I don't know what the materials are here. It feels like all aluminum.
Right.
You got like the mid-dish rims, and again those lights that were I've never seen lights like that on other e-bikes before. This one even steers with you. Look at that. That's sweet. Oh man.
So one of the things about Haibike, whenever we do pavement tires, we make sure that we put on a light kit. It comes included, ready to go.
Okay.
With any of them that have more of a dirt tread pattern, you can put lights on there. They're wired for that, but we just don't include it with it.
Good to know. Thanks for calling that out. And those side reflectors again. So that even in the US, we'll have the side reflector on?
Yep, exactly.
That's sweet. I care about safety.
Yep. One thing I want to show before I forget is on the Bosch side is our...
Whoa. This is rad. I haven't seen you guys do anything with these casts. What is this?
These are carbon.
Carbon? Oh my gosh. They're like Aero.
Our full 7 carbon ultimate.
That's like everything ultimate.
120 mil travel.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're actually right. You get everything. You get the Kashima coating on the shocks.
Yeah.
You get a lightweight full carbon frame.
Nice. How light is this?
It comes in at about 37 pounds.
37 pounds, and it looks like they got the Bosch CX. Super cool battery integration. I mean, that is like on a carbon bike, man.
So much more you can do with the carbon material to integrate that.
Is this your like $20,000 bike or what?
17,000. Sorry.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're paying a premium, but that's got to be like one of the lightest Bosch bikes, and it looks like it has electronic shifting. Is that DI2?
That's exactly right. That's what I was going to point out right here.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Oh, carbon cranks too.
Carbon cranks.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah,
that's a beast.
All their effort.
Pulled out all the stops.
Right.
What's the? Is this like a cross country bike or what's the thing?
At 120 nowadays, I would consider that probably cross country.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I looked at another carbon bike from Haibike, and maybe it was Brian or something at the e-bike expo at Sam's shop.
Right. That one was our hardtail 27.5.
Hardtail. Oh, so if you want the full suspension, yeah. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Well, good. I'm sorry I took us off track here.
That's fine. Let's move back to Xduro though.
Is this okay?
This one over here. That's our hardtail, new for Yamaha.
Uh-huh.
One of our more popular bikes that we had so much fun with.
Full Fat 6.
Full Fat 6.
Yeah. Whoa, you did the same thing with like the super duper.
Yeah.
This one has does it have a reading? I don't know. Dang it. 46 tooth? That might be a 46 tooth sprocket. That's huge. Wow.
And so we had so much success with this last year.
I think you were like sold out.
we booked it sold out.
I was trying to like get a test ride, and finally, but yeah, these were all the rage, man. People were asking all about it.
Yep.
With the Yamaha system. Has Yamaha changed at all since 2016?
No, we're running the PW motor, and that's what we'll have in 2017.
Huh. Cool. It worked pretty well. I remember seeing it was like higher torque.
It runs 70 newton meters of torque.
Yep.
So 400 watt peak output.
Okay.
So it's a great little motor.
Oh, I love that you can slide the battery out sideways. That was one of the highlights. And I remember weighing like the motor and the battery and comparing it to Bosch, and they equaled out. Like
right.
The battery was heavier with Bosch maybe, but like the motor was it was a reverse, whatever.
Right.
I wrote an article and
having the side mount for the battery allows us. Not in this case, but we can get a really low top tube for a smaller bike, and it'll be a good example.
Are we going to go over there? We're going to check it out?
Well, we will in a minute. So a couple more bikes I just want to show you. Again, same PW, the new paint scheme, but these are more of our Yamaha bikes that we have coming in. Much lower price point, I think. This one, for example, this Hard 7, coming in at $3,400.
Okay, yeah. And this is, I love the handlebar rise thing that you guys do. Right, like these displays are all great because you can take them off, but you sort of like you do these low riser bars and then you do a negative angle stem, so you get the feel of a mountain bike, but the protection.
So the ride we hope stays the same.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea. But we also try and protect that screen as much as we can.
I like that. Do you get a lot of people like, "Hey, I broke my screen. Can you buy a new one if you need to?"
Yeah, you can. But right. I haven't seen that too
Hasn't
often.
happened a lot, so it's working. It's working. Sweet.
One thing that's really exciting for us this year is our Hard 4.
Oh yeah.
So,
what is this about?
This is our new Hard 4 24-inch wheel kids bike. So we really wanted to move beyond any bike for any terrain, any size travel, any wheel size, and now we have any age that people can come on. And one of the things that's important to us is that safety should come first. So this bike is limited to 12 miles an hour.
Okay.
So we don't need a little child going 20 miles an hour out into the street. But you can still, at 12 miles an hour, ride with mom and dad and have plenty of fun and just really introduce the sport to plenty of
To be honest with you, I don't know how much this happens like in real life. I never did this before I was doing reviews, but I'd be like riding along. I'm like, I'm going about this fast. And I usually on a mountain bike, I'm not going too much over 10 miles per hour climbing anyway.
Right.
So being, you know, it's like, this sort of has an everyday tread. I don't know, almost looks like BMX, but it could be all terrain.
Yeah.
Like good grip. And if you're going on a trail and they're struggling to just climb, it takes a lot. Like when, you know, you have shorter legs.
And now you can go much further with your kids.
And you mentioned
just enjoy the
safety.
day.
Look at that. Like this is like Don't Kill Me yellow with the reflective.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's sweet, man.
And again, we're able to utilize that side mount to get a really low
super
top
low
tube.
top tube, super low. So even if you weren't like a kid, maybe you're just a really short person, this could be a decent option. There probably aren't too many out there. The other thing I noticed is that you kept a single chain ring up front. The Yamaha system, I think, can do multiple chains if you want, multiple rings, but that makes it simpler. So the kid is just like, the big one's easier, the little one's harder.
As you get into riding, it just, you simplify all the things going on, and then you graduate to the next level when you're ready.
Can I ask how much this is?
This is 2,600. Sorry.
$2,600. Okay, yeah, it's sweet to have that choice. Do you know the warranty on Haibike stuff, just off the top of your head, is like the 2 years comprehensive?
It is. It's 5 years on the frame.
Yeah.
And it is. I believe it's 2 years on the motor, 1 year on the battery.
I know that's the case for Bosch, and you know, yeah, you guys are a pretty big brand at this point in a lot of shops, and so it's nice to have that sort of support. Sweet, man. Well, there's a few more commuter bikes up here. We got the other trekking, maybe a little bit more affordable if this has the Yamaha.
Yeah, the trekking, and we are introducing the 500 watt-hour battery in the higher end Yamahas.
So Yamaha has a 500 watt too?
As well.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, cool. And also, this one seems to have those extra additional chain rings we were talking about.
This one, this one comes actually with 2 chain rings.
That's awesome, man. Well, I feel like we've looked at a lot of your bikes, and we'd be here for a long time if it was all of them. Any other final thoughts or just things that are cool for this year that you care to share?
You know, this has been a really great event here at Interbike. The booth has been fantastic. The response we had at Outdoor Demo is beyond what we could believe. So we're really happy with what we're seeing going on in the e-bike market.
Yeah.
Where last year it was, what's an e-bike? This year is, I need to ride your bike.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. I'm glad people got to try it. Thanks for spending time giving me the one-on-one walk around. I really appreciate it, Ken. And
thank you, Corey.
I'll be on these bikes hopefully soon, doing some up close and personal reviews, and
great.
We'll see you on the trail.
Great. Thank you, Corey.
Have fun at Outerbike.
Goodbye.
This is a really cool video, by the way, that Haibike has. Hey, how's it going, man?
How are you?
I'm doing really well. We were just finishing up a walk around on the booth.
Right.
Well, it did. Everything worked great. I'm gonna go off camera, Jed.
Okay.
Bye.